Hey everyone, and welcome to the Dota 2 Builds of the Week, the weekly series where I help you guys get started with new heroes in Dota 2, providing you with meta builds to help you find success in the game. As always, all the links will be in the description below. Be sure to hit the like button if you want to support the channel and this series. Now, with regards to Faceless Void, Faceless Void is a position 1 hard carry that has been truly remarkable in the meta. Not only for his solo kill potential in Chronosphere and Time Lock, your Chronosphere, you just bash like their carry until they can't get bashed no more. But the amazing thing about, Faceless Void is that with intelligent use of Chronosphere, you're able to take out Dazzles and Winter Wyverns and key targets that can really affect major team fights. He also has a great build-up. You start with as many stats as possible in your double slippers and your branches, and then what you're going to do is you're going to build into Power Treads into Mask of Madness, which helps you farm incredibly fast. Mask of Madness also allows you to use Chronosphere with that additional burst of damage. You Chrono somebody, you Mask of Madness, and you just keep hitting them, right? Maelstrom allows you to farm faster and gives you added damage in Chronosphere. Black King Bar protects you in Chronosphere from stunts from outside. Mjolnir is a natural progression from Maelstrom, and finally Scatty makes you unkillable in the late game. Against kind of meta heroes like PA and Wind Rangers and stuff like that, you might want to build an MKB. You should build an MKB. Anything that kind of benefits, Faceless Void's attack speed, like the additional procs of magic damage from the MKB is truly beneficial. It helps you to kind of pierce that evasion as well. An excellent item. You get the status resistance and the health and attack speed from the Sanjin Yasha. Not only that, but you get the lifesteal amplification from the Mask of Madness. Butterfly, if you want to kind of survive longer against right-clicking cores, and finally, Nullifier is a niche item, and Satanic allows you to basically survive forever. It can be used in exchange for a Scatty, or if you can afford both in super late games, why not? His talent build is all around kind of just doing as much damage as possible while in the early game, using Time Walk defensively in order to add some survivability to him. His skill build is relatively straightforward. You're taking Time Walk early, you're taking as many points into Time Lock as you can for your bash, and Chrono whenever you possibly can. I did do a complete beginner's guide on Faceless Void. I'll link it below, and let's move on to position number 2. When we talk about mid, we gotta talk about Lina. Lina's right-click build has completely surged onto the scene, and it's seeing a lot of success. This build revolves around a couple things. In terms of the actual skills, you're going to be focusing on Dragon Slave early as you can, so that you can kind of get last hits, and so that you can kind of push the enemy wave into their tower. Push your wave into their tower by wiping the enemy wave. It also allows you to secure range creeps very effectively. You're going to get a value point in Light Strike Array, but you're going to focus on taking those Fiery Soul stacks ASAP. You want to get Dragon Slave and Fiery Soul so that you can right-click very effectively. The build, honestly, is crazy. With talents, you're taking damage, health, and then the Fiery Soul stacks in the attack range if you get there. But the main item progression, honestly, you're escaping out a little bit on your stunning items so you can get a faster bottle, because you need the bottle. And then what you're going to do is you're going to build double Falcon Blade. Pretty crazy, right? But Falcon Blade has been buffed, and you're getting additional damage, you're getting health, and you're getting mana regen. All things that Lina loves. And the crazy thing about the Falcon Blade is it makes you incredibly strong in the early game. That early mid-game tempo is incredible because no one can really man-fight you as a Lina. It's crazy. And then you go into your boots, and then you get your BKB. So basically, no one can control you with stuns. They have to try and right-click you. And with this build and with your Fiery Souls, you're basically unkillable with right-clicks, right? You can go into Chrysalis Daedalus, which basically allows you to just do a tremendous amount of damage. Finish your bots so you can be hyper mobile on the map, and also hyper mobile in team fights. Movement speed is so important for Lina because she obviously has no natural escape. And then Satanic, which basically makes her unkillable because she's going to be doing so much right-click damage. She's just going to be continuously healing up. You're taking health talents, you have the Falcon Blades, you have more health than you would expect. There's also optional items, right? Silver's Edge is just really good right now. Silver's Edge is doing work, and I think that it's a really well-positioned item, especially for right-click Lina. MKB, she just benefits from the attack speed, extra damage, and that extra magical damage. It's just a great item on her. Deso, right? If no one's building Deso, you're going to get a lot of extra damage from that armor reduction, and obviously the natural damage from Desolator itself. And in niche situations, Mage Slayer. It's pretty inexpensive. 20 magic resistance, you get the attack speed, you get the damage, you're getting intelligence, which she benefits from. It's basically bonus damage. Mage Slayer is low-key a very good item on mid Lina. So overall, this build has been doing a lot of work, and it's one that I'm going to be using on stream, so be sure to check it out. In position 3, we've got Tidehunter. Tidehunter is one of the more contested heroes in the current pro meta, although you're not seeing him too much in pubs, but let's correct that. So with Tidehunter, this build is very beginner friendly. Tidehunter has a very diverse number of builds depending on his lane matchup, but this one here is designed for relatively new players who want that extra tankiness from Kraken Shell. You're always going to start with Gush. You want to use Gush in order to secure a kill if available, to secure the range creep if possible. Gush is an important level 1 ability. From there, you're going to go Anchor Smash, because Anchor Smash is one of those abilities. It adds on additional damage to your auto attack, can help you last hit, secure range creeps, and do excellent amount of harassment damage. From there, though, you're building Kraken Shell all the way. You're maxing it, because it gives you a strong dispel, it gives you a ton of damage block, and you basically become impossible to kill in the lane. As a lot of the kind of position 1 carries start to get their kill potential, you become tankier and tankier and tankier and become near impossible to kill. When you also consider your starting items are going to be building a Ring of Protection, and then you're going to be building into an early Ring of Health, what this is going to do, it's going to make you sustain a lot of damage in the lane. Then you're going to go into Soul Ring, which gives you strength and armor, and gives you the added, obviously the mana. But the Soul Ring has to come after the Ring of Health so that you have that health regeneration to offset the damage you're taking from Soul Ring. And also, you get the Soul Ring, the additional armor and strength is really going to make you even that additional, much more tankier. And then with the Ring of Health, you're going to build into a Hood of Defiance. And then it becomes completely standard for the Tidehunter. You're going to go Arcane Boots. You're going to go Blink. You need that Blink Dagger. It's like literally the core item of Tidehunter. You blink in and you ravage fools, right? You're going to go into Guardian Greaves when possible, into a Shiva's Guard. Shiva's, I know it's cut off a little bit here, but Shiva's is great because what it does is it actually gives you the Freezing Aura, which reduces the attack speed and all heals of, the enemies in the space. So basically you blink in, you ravage, and then when they come out of ravage, they're going to be attacking slower with less healing and regeneration. So it's very beneficial. In terms of optional items, you're looking at Magic Wand, right? Very useful item. Honestly, people really underestimate how tanky you can be with a Magic Wand. It's a huge burst of healing. Your Pipe of Insight, if you're against a lot of magic-based damage, you have a Hood of Defiance, which is basically made for your tankiness. But if you want to benefit the team, Pipe of Insight. Force Staff is useful in kind of niche situations. You can go Refresh Orb, but be very aware that you need to make sure that you do the math. Can I Ravage twice, right? And actually use the active of Refresher Orb, right? You're going to need a whole lot of mana, right? So it's 300 mana just for the refresh on the Refresher Orb, and 325. So you need like 1,000 mana in order to Ravage twice with the Refresher Orb. So make sure you do the math, or else you're just going to be wasting your orb. The Lotus Orb is an excellent item on Tidehunter against lineups that need spells reflected, or you need to use that basic dispel. Niche a little bit. Agnums is a lot of fun. It really amplifies your gush. And finally, again, niche if you're against a lot of right-click items. Blade Mail and Black King Bar is excellent for mage heavy lineups or wherever you want to avoid getting controlled. Keep in mind, Kraken Shell does provide a strong dispel, so you're not quite as susceptible to control as other heroes. But if you are getting right-click to death, Blade Mail can be one of those things where just, it discourages people from attacking you, and when they do, they take extra damage, and it just helps Tidehunter have like this presence in team fights, which can be very beneficial. Mirana is seeing a lot of play in the pro scene as a position 4 soft support, and the build is actually relatively consistent. You're going Sacred Arrow into Leap, and then you're taking Starstorm as much as you can, so you can kind of take advantage of heroes out of position and murder them. And then you're taking Moonlight Shadow, of course. This is always beneficial for your team. It can be used offensively, it can be used defensively. It's an excellent ultimate. With the talent trees, you're sticking to the right side. You're taking all basically the support level talents. Basically, you're staying on the right side, which is great. And in terms of starting items, the starting items is actually relatively straightforward. You're taking your regeneration, your tangos, and your salves, and then you are going a Sage's Mask and a Circlet. Why? Well, it's because it builds into one of your core items, which is Urn of Shadows. The Urn of Shadows is seeing a lot of play as a position for Mirana. It provides a lot of benefit and obviously builds directly into a Spirit Vessel, which has a lot of benefit as well in terms of, a lot of tanky lineups are being built right now. Spirit Vessel provides you with a lot of benefit for healing, but also for taking out those bristles and others that you're likely to encounter. But really core on Mirana, you got to get Arcane Boots. One could make the argument for Tranquils, but Arcane builds too well because you can often find yourself building Guardian Greaves in games that go particularly long. But core on Mirana, of course, is the Eul's Scepter Divinity. You're going to Eul's the hero in the air, and then you're going to time the Eul's landing with your Sacred Arrow, so as they fall down, you hit them with the arrow, right? Something I've spoken about in my beginner's guides many times. With regards to optional items, she really benefits from infused raindrops. Not only do you want the added survivability, because she is very squishy, but you want that mana regeneration, very beneficial. And then you have the usual Force Staff if you need it. But, on Mirana position 4, Solar Crest. If you have a right-clicking carry, get that Solar Crest. You don't really need the armor, but you benefit from the movement speed, you benefit from the mana regen, and you want to activate your team as a position 4, so Solar Crest is a great option as well. Eggs is super greedy, but it activates your Starstorm and your Sacred Arrow and provides you with a lot of added damage in team fights. So it's not too bad. It's pretty good. It's expensive, but if you're getting rich and, the game's going long, it's a pretty cool item. And, of course, Lotus Orb if you want to dispel or reflect anything. Primarily not on yourself, but you're casting Lotus Orb on your carry, right? So, basically, can you imagine, right? Solar Cresting and, basically doing Solar Crest and Lotus Orb, making your carry basically unkillable. That's kind of the plan with Mirana. Let's move on to position 5. Literally my favorite hero in the game, Ogre Magi. So much fun to be had as an Ogre Magi. And you know what? I have a full beginner's guide linked below, full video, the whole thing. Very easy. So if you're brand new to the game, definitely check it out. But Ogre Magi, he is so damn good. He's so fun. He's just so good. He's gotten buffed, right? Ignite got buffed incredibly. It literally is 30 mana less at level 1. Oh, the harassment you can do. The build is back. You ignite, you destroy guys. You go with your oofs, so you can basically right-click guys and then hold them in place. You right-click them, and then you get on top of them. You ignite them so they can't get away, and you just keep bashing them and right-clicking them. You do so much damage. Your main item progression, you get that added speed, you get the arcane boots. You could even go Soul Ring. Soul Ring's a good item on Ogre Magi with the amount of health regeneration he has. It solves a lot of his mana issues, and you're going to be going obviously into your Aether Lens. You disassemble your arcane boots into Aether Lens. You build your Tranquil Boots, which obviously benefits your use of Soul Ring if you decide to go that path. And depending on the matchup, right, you're going to go Force, Glimmer, or Yules, depending on what you need. Usually Force is kind of like the go-to for most Ogre players. If you want to be a greedy son of a gun, you're going to go Hand of Midas. It's just too damn fun. People are going to get a little tilted sometimes, but it's so fun, man. You're basically playing the casino game, and from there, of course, if you need it, you have your Spirit Vessel. His Shard is great because it provides the Fire Shield, which has been buffed in recent patches, which is fantastic. And then you can go into Octarine Core. You already have the Aether Lens, so when you get the Octarine Core, you're reducing your cooldowns even further. And if you really want everyone to hate you, you go Agnum Scepter, which allows you to basically chain stun guys until they can't get chain stunned anymore. At the end of the day, Ogre is a ton of fun to play, and if you're new to the game, it's one of the best heroes to play. He is so damn fun. I hope this video helped you guys, and we'll see you on the next one.